Hello everyone, welcome! Today we are going to create our own digital AI influencer model together. Just like real influencers impact specific audience through their content, we will design our own character, our own model and use it repeatedly across different scenes.
This coffee is absolutely delicious, smooth, rich, and full of flavor.
Because today there are many people earning thousands of dollars with animated AI influencers. But there is a critical detail here. Most people who try this actually fail. And the reason is very simple. If the character you create doesn't look like realistic, doesn't feel like a real human, and doesn't carry something from personal you, the whole system collapses. That's why the most important factor is here, character consistency and realistic presence across scenes. Of course, I'm not claiming our model will be perfectly realistic or guaranteed to make money. My goal is simply to show you in a clear and practical way how a model is created, how scenes are prepared and how this can be done in fun and effective ways. In this video, we will build our AI influencer model from scratch, place it naturally into different scenes, turn into video content, and explore how it can be transformed into a real-world influencer. By the end of the video, you will learn step by step how to create animated clips that remains consistent not only visually, but also in terms of content, clips that genuinely feels like they were produced by real people. I am Dinçer Aydın. I'm a Udemy instructor and AI educator with 2 best-selling Nano Banana Pro courses. On this channel, I share practical, real-world AI workflows that help you create cinematic visuals with confidence. Let's begin. Yes, when creating our digital AI model, the first and most important factor, as I mentioned, is character consistency. That's why introducing a character to an AI tool with just a single image is not enough. Here's how I approach it. From my past experience, I found that for the AI to correctly understand the model's facial structure and overall character, it ideally needs 4 images from different angles. These are a front-facing photo looking directly at the camera, a right profile, a left profile, and even a rear view. When I provide these to the model, no matter which AI tool we use, the system recognizes and learns the character much more clearly. As a result, across different scenes, poses, and content types, it genuinely feels like the same person is creating everything and character consistency is strongly preserved. So, if we want to use our influencer model properly, the first thing we need is to generate these 4 angles. This part is essential, but there's an obvious challenge. Before we have a model, we can't already have 4 angles of it. At this point, I'll show you 2 different approaches. The first one will be done using Nano Banana, which is accessible to everyone. At the same time, I'll also create the character on the Openart platform, using Flux and the Flux model. Now, I especially want Openart to be part of this process because it allows us to handle many things: image generation, video creation, upscaling, and character consistency all within a single platform. I'll show you one workflow using Openart as a guide. That said, Openart is not a requirement. Even if you don't use it, it won't make a difference. You can do this entire process with Nano Banana, and for turning the model into video, you can also use VO3. Google provides a limited number of free video generations each month, so that option is available as well. So whether you choose Openart, Nano Banana, or VO3, you'll be able to build this project together with me completely for free. To create our influencer model, the first thing we need is a photo. And then, for character consistency, we'll show that character in a few different variations. Let's generate our model using Nano Banana. My prompt is already prepared, But for those who don't use Nano Banana directly, you can access it through gemini.google.com. Now let's write the main prompt for our influencer model. A beautiful blonde girl, natural makeup, casual modern outfit, soft daylight photography. I've added just a few key details. Once I paste this into Nano Banana's prompt box, all I need to do is select image creation from the tool options. In a very short time, Nano Banana generates our model for us. Our influencer character, our model, is now ready. To help the AI properly understand character consistency, let's generate images from the left, right, and back angles. We'll start by asking for a slightly turned angle. Again, I keep the prompt very short. A shot of the same woman turning slightly to the right based on the camera angle. Here, I'm clearly telling the AI that she is turning to the right from the camera's perspective. However, AI models can sometimes confuse left and right. So, let me quickly share a practical workaround I use. First, we upload our model image and give a prompt for turning to one side, let's say left. The AI generates it. Then, if we try to continue in the same prompt window and ask for the opposite direction, like slightly right based on the camera angle, the model may misunderstand and turn in the same direction again. My solution is simple. Close the prompt window completely and open a new one. Then upload the original model image again and write the new prompt. For example, a shot of the same woman turning slightly to the right based on the camera angle. When we do this in a fresh prompt window, the AI is much more likely to generate the correct opposite angle. If we keep everything in the same prompt thread, direction errors are more common. This isn't perfect. AI can still occasionally mix things up, but in my experience, this method significantly reduces mistakes when creating left and right angle shots. Now we're back in Nano Banana, and we have 4 different images of the model we created. This means we won't have any issues with character consistency. We have photos from the front, right profile, left profile, and even the back. Let's immediately place this model into a new scene, sitting in a cafe, and test whether the character consistency holds up in a different environment. The prompt I prepared for this is the uploaded character sitting at a cozy, modern cafe table holding a coffee cup with latte art, warm natural daylight, candid influencer style photo, soft background. I've included a few key visual details in the prompt. This time, I do something important. I upload all 4 images of the influencer from different angles into Nano Banana at once. So, the AI fully understands the character and maintains consistency. Now, let's see, will our model look like the same person in the cafe scene? Will the visuals feel realistic? Let's check it out. If we pay attention, our digital influencer appears exactly the same in a different scene as the model we created earlier. And honestly, that's exactly what we expected. When we gave the prompt for this new scene, we also uploaded the 4 character reference images we had prepared from different angles. Beyond the overall image quality being very good, you can clearly see that the outfit, posture, and hairstyle of the model are completely identical to the original version. This shows that we successfully generated our influencer in a new scene while preserving strong character consistency. This time, I wanted to try something slightly different. I used the same prompt again, but instead of uploading the 4 reference images to Nano Banana, I asked it to remember the character from before and tested the prompt without re-uploading the photos. In the end, this means I was able to recreate the character exactly the way I wanted, maintaining consistency simply through the prompt after having properly established the model in earlier steps. Now, we've photographed our influencer model sitting in a cafe. Let's quickly show how we can also turn this into a video for free. And then we'll continue the workflow in Openart. I open a new window from scratch and upload the latest image of the model sitting in the cafe to Gemini. Then, from the Tools menu, I select Create Video, VEO 3.1 and write a very simple prompt. Using the reference image, animate her lifting the coffee cup slowly, taking a small sip, then looking out the window with a soft smile. Steam rising from the cup, light reflections shifting on the window, and people blurring by in the background. In a very short time, the video is ready. Honestly, I think it turned out great. We created a high quality video for free and successfully built our influencer from scratch. I want to show one more extra video. Again, I'm working entirely inside Gemini. This time, I select video from the Tools menu. So I'm using VEO 3.1 again. I upload the image of my influencer, the same cafe photo we just created, and then I type the prompt you see on the screen. The prompt is a bit long, but if you'd like access to the prompts, just leave a comment and I'll share them. And once again, in a very short time, the video is ready. So, using Gemini, I was able to create this video for free in exactly this way.
This coffee is absolutely delicious, smooth, rich, and full of flavor.
Now, we've taken our digital influencer model all the way to video using Nano Banana and Gemini's tools. Let's also do this once with Openart. I'll keep it very short so the lesson doesn't drag on. You might also develop your own opinions about Openart later. I personally use it and I'm very satisfied with it. After logging into Openart, we click on Image and then Create Image. This time, instead of Nano Banana, I select a different model. I choose Juggernaut Flux. Yes, that's the model. Then, I write the prompt to create our avatar, our model, in other words, our influencer. At this point, the model is clearly defined. It's a Flux-based model. One nice advantage here is that we can choose the aspect ratio of the image and also decide how many images we want to generate. I quickly set it to generate 2 images. And just like that, our digital influencer is created using this prompt. Now, our model is ready. Let's immediately generate the left, right, and back views the images we need for character consistency. This time, instead of using the Flux model, I'll use the Nano Banana model inside Openart. One of the advantages here is that we can switch between multiple models easily. I click Image, then Text to Image, and first I place my reference image, the model I created with Flux. In Openart, this is called Omni-Reference. I upload the image, then keep the prompt very short using the exact same style as before. For example, a shot of the same woman turning slightly to the left. With Nano Banana selected, I set the output to 1K resolution, a 4:3 aspect ratio, and ask it to generate 2 images. As I mentioned, one of Openart's strengths is that it lets you control both the aspect ratio and the number of images generated in a single step. Using this method, I generate the left, right, and back views of the character, ensuring there are no character consistency issues when placing the influencer into different scenes later on. I am now back inside Openart. I have my influencer model ready with 4 images: front, left, right, and back views. This time, to create a different scene, I select the character option on the left side. Once I enable the character option, 3 choices appear. Start with 4 images. Start with 1 image. Start with description. In other words, you can create a character using 4 images, a single image, or purely text-based instructions. There's also an important update here. Openart has recently removed the requirement for using 4 images for character consistency. However, since I recorded this about a week ago, we still see the Start with 4 images option. I choose Start with 4 images, give the influencer a name, I called her Alexa, and upload the 4 model images. After a short processing time, the character is ready with strong consistency. At this point, we've given the model an identity and a name, and we'll be able to use this character consistently across all future photo scenes. Openart processed the images in a short time and created Alexa under the My Character section. Our digital model is now ready to use. From this point on, we can place her into any scene or video we want. So now, we click the Create button and start generating images of our model in different scenes in a clean, controlled way. In the screen that opens, you'll see Prompt and Reference. When you click this, you'll notice that our Alexa model appears with the @ symbol, ready to be used. From now on, whenever we write a prompt, Openart knows that the character in that scene should be Alexa, and it will generate images of her in different environments while maintaining character consistency. There's also an option called Auto Enhance. When this is enabled, Openart automatically expands and improves the prompt you write, adding more detail and visual clarity. I recommend using it especially if you are not writing very detailed prompts yourself. In the character settings section of our model, there are controls that determine how closely the character should resemble the original, including whether the outfit should be similar, identical, or allowed to change. When we set the similarity weight to around 0.8, the resemblance becomes very strong. Here, we can also adjust the aspect ratio of the image and choose how many outputs we want to generate at once. Now, let's enter our prompt. Since I already mentioned it earlier, I won't repeat it. We asked for a photo of her sitting in a cafe. When we click Generate, Openart produces 3 different images of Alexa using the same prompt, each with slightly different compositions. By using Nano Banana Pro inside Openart, it becomes very easy to place our model into different scenes. As you can see, our influencer is generated across multiple environments while maintaining excellent character consistency. Finally, let's also create a video version of our influencer from a photo. For this, I go to the image to video section in Openart. I'll move through this part quickly. I select the VO3 model. Here, we can generate videos in 1080p quality. Choose the aspect ratio and then place our most recent image, the cafe scene of our model, as the reference image. After that, we simply write a short prompt and click Create. That's all it takes for the video to be generated. I kept the Openart part a bit brief here. In future videos, I'll go into much more detail and explore Openart more thoroughly. So, in this video, we built our own digital AI influencer model from scratch. We placed the same character into different scenes and created both image and videos while keeping the face and identity consistent. The main idea is simple. It's not about generating just one good image. It's about creating a character that feels like a real person and stays consistency across different scenes. I'm not saying our character is perfect or completely natural in every video. AI is still at an early stage, but if we start learning and experimenting now, step by step, we can become extremely valuable for our future work. When this approach is done correctly, you can use this model in real-world projects, social media content, branded collaborations, advertising videos, or even personal creative projects. And over time, these models can always be improved. One last important point, AI is no longer just something to experiment with. For those who use it the right way, it's becoming a serious advantage. If you want to stay updated the video like this and learn step by step how to use AI in everyday life and production workflows, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. Take care.